Welcome back to another episode of Black on Purpose 365. Where Black on Purpose is the purpose. Have a seat at the table. This afternoon, I decided to pull up a seat. I'm going to talk about, got three topics I'm going to talk about. One is the importance of the people that you surround yourself with. Also, I'm going to talk about a few good habits that all of us black men should be practicing. And then also emotional intelligence. I think that these are some things that would be vital to the progress and the development. Obviously, nobody's perfect, but these are things that, working on those consistently, you'll develop into a great leader. Can. And I think ultimately, as black men, that's what we should be striving towards. So first, I'll start out with a few good habits that we should all be practicing. Number one, I'll talk about is money management. I think that especially in our community, it's something that isn't really talked about enough, and that's things like when you're paying bills, understanding that paying your bills is not optional. Paying your bills is the responsibility of being an adult, you know. So with accepting that responsibility, it also means realizing which ones are the most important. So and obviously it depends on your circumstances and where you live, but it should be making sure that you're taking care of the things in your household, your utilities, your mortgage, your rent, those type of things. Making sure there's food in the refrigerator, those things. Then after that, then it's making sure that the wife or girlfriend, whoever is taken care of well. Then there's is your children, making sure that your kids have all the things that they need. Um, those are the responsibilities that come with being a man. Now I know that some of those that order might not, it might be a little controversial, but again, ideally those are all still the things that are important. Um, Also, I would say something that should be another would be, which is I think that this should apply to all of us, not just black men, but all of us, is being on time. I don't think enough people understand the importance of punctuality. Being on time is the ultimate respect. And the opposite of that, when you are not on time and you don't communicate with people, then it's like it's an obvious disrespect, So not being on time puts out an energy where it makes somebody not really probably want to rock with you, you know, the way that they may have been prior to that. Um, Another simple thing, though maybe not simple, but I guess you oftentimes you won't realize it, but I know a lot of black men that do not know how to tie a tie. And I'll go on to say that I didn't know how to tie a tie until I was in college, and it was because I was forced to tie a tie. I had a professor that told me in order to complete my final, I had to do a presentation, but I couldn't. He told me do not come in his room, his classroom, unless I have a tied tie. So I had to ask my one of my roommates to show me how to tie a tie so that I could do that presentation. Another thing would be preparation, because had I not waited till the last minute to even get the tie, I could have learned how to tie a tie myself before, then prior to. However, it did teach me that how important it was to tie a tie, which I learned how to tie a tie afterwards. Um, Something that's also very, very important, and it probably gets overlooked so much as we grow older, and other things become a little bit more important, or potentially seems to be a little more important, which is your flexibility and your strength. I don't think enough of us understand. And I had a good friend of mine. Um, she explained to me, she's in the medical field. She explained to me years ago. She said that a lot of her patients were black men that was having hip replacements. And I asked, I said, how do you avoid that? She was like, flexibility and strengthening your core. So it's not that difficult. Literally just get up, look up a few stretches, get you some stretch bands, stretch a little bit. Just it. Strengthen your core a little bit. Those things will go a long way. Another would be, I would say, this is one for the more for the youngins, the 15, 16, 18-year olds, making sure that you always smell good, whether that's putting on some oil. I don't wear a lot of cologne, but I always got some oil. I keep oils. Gotta keep the oils on my skin. You see, boy, always moisturized, right? That's not that, like they try to make that seem like that's corny or I don't know, that men ain't supposed to take care of themselves. Nah, that's far from the truth. And you can be a heterosexual man and still keep yourself well groomed and smell good. Matter of fact, you should smell good all the time. I don't think that I realized that till I got a little bit older. Funny story about that is, so I wear this oil. It's called it's Faha. Um, and I was on the train. I was in uptown in DC, and I had just got off the metro, and I was walking down L no K Street, Northwest, and there's a lot of people that had just got off the train. Everybody's walking. I'm walking, got my headphones on, bopping. This lady runs up next to me, and she was like, "Oh my god, I just need to know, was that you that smell so amazing?" And I'm like, I don't know about that. She was like, she did like that. She said, "That is you. What is it that you're wearing?" And I was like, I mean, I'm pretty modest, so I'm gonna be like, I ain't wearing nothing. That's just my soap that I wear. But it's oil. I ain't, needless to say, I ain't tell her. She was like, "Oh my god, I just had to tell you that it smells so good," and then she went off about her business. But yeah, so um, definitely as a man, you want to make sure that you smell good. Another thing is, brothers, we can't be walking around the house or just in general and have holes in our socks. We are too much of like kings for us to be walking around with socks that got holes in them. Bro, it don't cost that much to go and get you a brand new pair of socks. Like, you going out and you buying all these things, you going out to eat, you doing all of that. Take one of those, budget, and at least once every 2 months, 3 months, get you a brand new pair of socks, man. Let me walking around and got holes in your big toe hanging out, man. We are way better than that. All right. Now I'll transition into something that I think is probably more uncomfortable to talk about, because emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is really, really, really it's empowering, because if you can control your reactions, if you can control, or at least and understand that I don't always have to be right. You know, that one of the things that they push hard on us is, in order for us to become successful as black men, we have to be we have to speak definitely, and we have to be able to conduct ourselves a certain way, and then also be able to convey a concise message all the time. And what happens is, especially that put if you go into like management roles or owners, CEOs, all of those different things, you get almost get forced into a certain point of these trainings that'll say you have to always know that you're right. And then after a while, you get brainwashed so much into you can't even accept criticism because you just know that you're right for every single thing. Nah, relax a little bit. It's okay to be wrong sometimes, Just take it easy. You'll be all right. Being able to control your anger, and that comes in a lot of different forms. Because some people will say they can control their anger, but be so spiteful or be so devious. Some they show it on the skin, show it on their face. So ultimately, as a developing men, we all are on this race and this journey together, bettering ourselves. It's understanding that you can just move on past that. Allow the karma to deal with the foolishness. Be the bigger person at all times. I think somebody said at one time, it was like, if you're around a bunch of people where you always got to be the bigger person, then maybe you need to be around some bigger people. Pause. But anyways, yeah, I digress. Point I'm making is emotional intelligence. Another thing is being able to read a room, because it looks wild to be up in a room of people and everyone's conducting themselves a certain way and you up in there yelling. like like for example, if you go to the gym, you're going to do what everyone in the gym is doing. If you go to the library, you're not going to be in the library turned up yelling. You're going to do what other people in the library are doing. So it's applying that particular awareness just in general when you go into different rooms. The professionalism, observing everyone in the room. Just being able to say, oh, I don't need to be the loudest right now. Maybe I need to ask a few more questions. Maybe I need to sit back. If you don't drink, hey, that's okay. You could get you a glass of water, a bottle of water, something like that. But ultimately, conducting yourself in a professional way and reading the room. Now, the next topic the next thing that I want to dive into, and this one is, I mean, this is really honestly taking a long time for me to. I mean, I knew this concept, and it's been pushed in my brain forever, but it really is I've just been able to apply it in the past couple years, and that's being aware of the people that you surround yourself with consistently. Because if you think about it in this perspective, most doctors are together. Whatever events they go to, they may not have planned to be there to go together, but they're usually in the same places. Politicians, kids, political kids, they are all around the same people. You hear about people that say they've been knowing each other for 30, 40 years or 20 years or whatever, because they're in the same places, the same rooms. Rappers, most rappers can't stand each other, the celebrity guys, but they all be in this, girls as well. They be in the same places. It's kind of like, I guess, like minds. So the five people that you surround yourself with or that you talk to consistently is who you are. I thought about that and was like, man, because I have a lot of different. I have friends that are professional. I have friends that are in the government, do things in the government. I have friends that are sports players or used to be. I have plenty of friends that are musicians, but then I have some friends that are in the streets, and for a long time it was like, one of the things that plagues our community is that we keep it real. We don't act different towards others, and it meant something for me too for a long time to be like, I mess with my brothers no matter what, if I got their backs and stuff. But then after a while, especially with some of my family, because I got some really good family members, but I also got some that's involved in stuff that they don't really need to be in. And with that, um, one time I had a I guess a cousin that was been a drug addict for a long, 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 long time. He had asked me to like go out with him, go get something to eat or something like that. And it was the first time that it kind of clicked in my mind that I was like, somebody see me with him, even though I'm not on what he's on, they're gonna associate me with him. So if he got them for something, he owed them money, or he stole from them, or whatever he might have did to them, that energy from them comes to that energy. They're looking at me now as if I also did those type of things. I feel like that applies to, the people that you associate yourself with regularly. Thankfully for me, I'm associated with a lot of good brothers as well too. I can honestly say that the guys that I speak to regularly now, um, which is one is a manager, one is a general, one is was it engineer, IT. Yeah, I'm associated with people that, although they may have had to, progress and go through some stuff, ultimately they're in a good positions and good places in their lives. So, oh, and also a teacher. So it's like, we all have different backgrounds, but we're all intelligent enough that we can share information. So when it comes to maybe trying to resolve a situation or trying to figure something out, you actually can take their advice because you know that they're going to give you a reasonable answer versus you talking to somebody that's just don't have the emotional intelligence, or really just a wild card. And you like, they say something and they're, they just having fun or just like whatever, and they might tell you something that could really really influence the decision that you make. So that's why it's critical. It's critical for you to make sure that you have people that got your best interest, that you all have your like minds, or at least you all have some common goals, some things that you all are all working towards or similar. Because otherwise, it could end up being something that, clashing. You start clashing, and then it's like after a while, then when you got to start questioning, do I even want to talk to so and so, or do I really want to be around them now? That's when you have to wonder, is this really even somebody that should be, I consider, a friend, you know? So those are some really, really, really important things. Today I'm cutting it. I'm gonna be a little short, but it's gonna be short and effective. I'm getting straight to the point on this one. What I'm doing is I'm setting different standards and different bars, but also developing and helping people in all phases, in all areas. We're not overlooking anyone. We take nothing for granted because um, everyone is in Black on Purpose. Everyone is treated with importance. So before I end it, I want to say that I really, really and truly appreciate all the people that tune in, the people that like and comment. Please continue to like and comment. We read your feedback. We read your responses. Like, share. I also will say that coming soon, we're developing some T-shirts. Um, T-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, a lot of other things, apparel, flags that say Black on Purpose or Black on Purpose 365. I know you want to get some of that apparel. I mean, myself, I can't wait till the hoodies get done because I'm gonna definitely have one of the hoodies. We're gonna have some things for specifically for ladies as well. So keep an eye out for that because that's coming really, 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 really soon. But for now, I just want to say that I appreciate all the people that tuned in. I pulled up a seat and had a plate. So it's been a great episode. Until we speak again. Black on Purpose 365.